for the financials. And Chevron was close behind as losers go. It issued a profit warning late in the session. Rising crude oil prices for much of the quarter hurt the company business. That's raw material costs for refining. But this doesn't help either. Take a look at the price of oil now. It's falling hard, ending the week below $60 a barrel. So they get it on one end, then they get it on the other. Next week is a big week for earnings. Tuesday, Johnson & Johnson, Intel, and Goldman Sachs. Thursday, the aforementioned J.P. Morgan Chase, IBM, and Google. And Friday, Bank of America, our parent company, GE, and Citigroup. So let's all get some rest this weekend because, Larry, next week is going to be a busy one.
You know, Scott, I tell you, I'm a little worried about the economic situation in the short run. I've no doubt recovery's out there, but it may take longer. But I love the banks. I mean, I think next week's earnings reports from the banks could really make or break the stock market outlook.
Well, and it's interesting what you were saying about the deflating of the currencies and what that does. Of course, that's raw material costs when you talk about banks. And so we'll see how that goes. You know, a lot of worries about what's going on with treasuries, with the dollar.
Yep.
But that figures into it as well.
All right, Scott Cohn, thanks very much. We're going to talk about all of this with our market gurus in just 2 minutes. Coming up on the program, bailing out small business, huh? Obviously, a few questions on this one, like where'd this come from? And we're going to drill down with our panel, Jerry Bowyer, Robert Pavlik, and Joe Lavorgna. Somebody's got to explain to me, the state is going to extend credit to small business? Heck, how can I pony up? Meanwhile, Kudlow 101. I'm going to explain why I am worried that the Fed is deflating the money supply, and that in turn has deflated the stock market rally, including the so-called reflation trade for commodities and energy and selling treasury bonds. A lot of hedge funds have lost a lot of money in the last month because they bet wrong on momentum, and the Kudlow Report's got momentum. We will be right back to cover it all. Get ready, folks. Sign up. Small business loans. You, too, can get the TARP money for your backyard.
Tonight, the earnings countdown is on. From Goldman to Google, we'll check how the smart money is playing next week's crucial earnings and put the odds in your favor. Options Action, CNBC Tonight, sponsored by Thinkorswim.
This is 9 generations of the world's most revered luxury sedan. This is a history of over 50,000 crash-tested cars. This is the world record for longevity and endurance, and one of the most technologically advanced automobiles on the planet. This is the 9th generation E-Class. This is Mercedes-Benz.
You could buy 300 bottles of water, or just one Brita filter. Brita, better for the environment and your wallet.
2 families facing autism. One family has health insurance regulated by a state that doesn't let insurers discriminate.
Hey, Jason, come play.
Jason gets the help he needs. Jack's family has health insurance regulated by Congress. He doesn't. All children who need medical care deserve the same coverage. It's time Congress ended health insurance discrimination. Call Speaker Pelosi and Leader Reid and tell them health reform that fails to stop autism insurance discrimination is unacceptable.
We were flattered when Regenerist beat the $100 cream, flabbergasted when we creamed the $700 cream. For under $30, Regenerist Microsculpting Cream hydrates better.
Hi, I'm John Scher, CEO and founder of Video Professor. I'm the guy that gives away all the free computer learning lessons. Well, I've given away hundreds of thousands of my lesson on eBay, and I'm not done yet. Call right now to get your free lesson on how to buy and sell on eBay. Now, I'm not going to tell you that I can make you the next millionaire selling an attic full of baseball cards, but I can guarantee you I'll teach you everything you need to know about eBay. Now, I can do this because I know that once you try my lesson on eBay, you'll come back to Video Professor for all your computer learning needs. And with over 60 lessons on all of today's most popular computer programs, I know that there's more you're going to want to learn. Don't wait. Call now and I'll send you my lesson on eBay or any other lesson of your choice absolutely free. Try my product.
Don't wait another second to improve your life. Get eBay, Windows, Excel, or any of Video Professor's easy learning CDs for free. Call now to get the skills you need to succeed. Call 1-800-218-9759. 1-800-218-9759.
800-615-1668. Call 800-615-1668.
right, so bailing out small business, huh? Is this panic city from the White House? Well, take a listen to what Obama advisor Laura Tyson had to say just a short time ago on CNBC's Fast Money.
Let's think about trying to direct credit to those parts of the economy that are particularly hard hit. We've already seen that in the housing package that the Obama administration has put in place, and that is beginning to have an effect. We could imagine possibly using some of the funds for small business in an SBA type situation. So I think what you have to do is really think about how can you unlock credit to certain sectors of the economy.
Okay, it's our money, you know. Let's not lose sight of that. It's our money. Maybe we should get it back. Let's dive in with our market panel to discuss this new late-breaking news to see if there's any particular stock market and economic content. We have CNBC contributor and syndicated columnist Jerry Bowyer. We have Robert Pavlik, Chief Market Strategist with Banyan Partners. And we have Joe Lavorgna, Chief U.S. Economist at Deutsche Bank. You know, Jerry Bowyer, I loved it. Laura Tyson, right off the top, direct credit. It's the government direct credit. Did you catch that?
I sure did.
How about a little direct in credit to me and you and our friends and everybody around the country? I mean, why? These guys will go to any lengths to control spending, control credit, control the economy. They don't want to liberate it with an across-the-board tax cut, which is the most sensible thing to do.
Right, right. Well, that is the most sensible thing to do for the economy. But in terms of, listen, you have to understand, this is the Saul Alinsky playbook. You don't let a crisis go to waste. They want politically directed capital, politically allocated capital. And they're not going to let this opportunity get away. You know, in states, they have walking around money. It's going to be a giant slush fund. TARP is now Obama National Bank. Now, Obama, we now have a huge, giant, trillion-dollar bank directly under the control of the executive branch of the government.
Well, Robert Pavlik, what do you think about this? I mean, I was just thinking, you know, kind of thinking out loud. I don't know what the details of this are going to be. First of all, I'm not a great admirer of the Small Business Administration. They've had loan troubles up the gazoo for years, even back when I was working in the Office of Management and Budget and trying to monitor this stuff. But maybe if you're, you know, the guy who owns a small business was a campaign contributor. He gets the money, but if you didn't, you don't get the money. I mean, what's your take on this? Is there any stock market content to this?
For the stock market, I don't think there's necessarily a take, because most small businesses are not going to be trading on the exchanges that, you know, most investors are going to be looking at. I mean, you know, the pink sheets, you know, that's the kind of companies that may get some of this loan. But, you know, small businesses do add to the number of jobs, and it does employ people. So in that regard, I think it's a positive. Obviously, this is a redistribution of wealth that's going on, and a lot of people that are very wealthy do not like it. But I, in fact, do like it, because I think if you could stomach the process that you have to go through in order to get one of these loans, I think it's a good thing for the markets out there. The big companies that have high and good quality credits, they have access to credit right now. The Caterpillars of the world, United Technologies of the world, GEs of the world, they do have access. Now, this is opening another avenue, another venue for the small business owners to get that money that they need.
It'll shut them down. It's going to slow down small business hiring, because now they're all going to wait to find out what this program looks like. They're going to put everything on freeze now.
Jerry, I mean, they're in this process of, you know, not having the capital to do anything.
And now you're going to delay it by another couple of months until they find out whether they're going to be able to reach into the honeypot.
I'd like to be a little bit more optimistic on things, and I think this is going to actually help.
I think that, Robert, I think you make a couple of good points, but I also think this is one of the great slush fund operations of all time. And I got to tell you, this TARP money was never intended for this purpose. They're going to have to go back to Congress and go through a rigmarole. Joe Lavorgna, the White House seems to be panicking. You could see it with the Joe Biden stuff last Sunday on the news talkie shows. I guess it was Stephanopoulos. The president had to address it with his summit meeting in Russia. First, they're denying it, but now they're putting this thing out. This is their form of a second stimulus package. I'm sure it will grow over time. Joe, let me ask you this. Is it possible that people are getting too bearish about the economy? Maybe this is a turning point. As soon as the White House throws in the towel, it's time to buy stocks.
It's possible, Larry, but I tell you what, as you know, I think the stimulus package, which I initially was all for, has not played out the way I thought. I think a second stimulus package would be really terrible. I think the Treasury market at that point would probably punish the administration for another package. The first one wasn't very effective. It's vulgar Keynesianism, as we've said before. It is possible people are getting too pessimistic. I mean, I think even in our forecast, Larry, we see that there is some light at the end of the tunnel. It's going to be a slow slog upward, but I would just leave well enough alone. Let's get out of the markets, let them heal on their own.
I just want to buy another minute and a half on this to